At my best friend's bridal shower, she raised her glass and laughed. Here's to settling, because let's be real, not everyone gets a fairy tale ending like me. Everyone laughed while I sat there numb. What she didn't know was that I had proof her groom was living a double life, and I was just waiting for the perfect moment to shatter her big day. I didn't go to her bridal shower to start anything. I went because I thought I owed it to her. She was my best friend, or at least she used to be. We met in high school in Charlotte, North Carolina. She was the loud, confident one. I was more quiet, more careful. But we clicked. People joked we were like fire and ice. Total opposites, but we worked. She always said I was her anchor. I thought we'd be each other's bridesmaids someday, the kind of friendship that would last forever. But things started to shift after she got engaged. Her fiancé, Jared, came out of nowhere. She met him through some charity event her job hosted. She worked in marketing for a local hospital, always dressed like she was headed to a photo shoot. He was one of those clean-cut, too smooth type of guys. Sales, of course. Something with tech. Wore too much cologne and talked with that fake kind of charm, like everything he said was already rehearsed. I never liked him, but she loved him. She said he checked every box. She used that phrase all the time. I stayed quiet because, honestly, I wanted her to be happy. That changed fast. About 2 months before her bridal shower, I downloaded a dating app. I hadn't dated anyone serious in a while. Nothing wrong with me, I just didn't have time to deal with the nonsense that came with online dating. But I figured I'd try again. That's how I matched with a guy named Jay. He looked familiar, but I couldn't place it at first. His photos were all smiles and business casual shirts. His bio was generic. Looking for something fun, no drama. But something felt off. We messaged for a few days, and he was flirty right away. Not creepy, just bold. He said he worked in tech sales in Charlotte. Said he was between relationships and open to see where things go. I asked what that meant. He joked, "Let's just say I'm not locked down yet." That word hit weird. Yet. Then he sent a picture. That's when my stomach dropped. It was him. Jared. I knew it wasn't a mistake. I recognized the living room he was standing in. The same couch I'd sat on when Becca hosted us last month. The same stupid painting she hung above the fireplace that I hated. He had no idea who I was. The app had my middle name. My pictures weren't filtered, just not obvious. I didn't unmatch. I played along. I asked questions. And he told me everything. He wasn't joking. He said he was getting married for the optics, but didn't believe in monogamy. He said he wanted a stress-free arrangement, someone he could meet up with on business trips or after the wife falls asleep. He didn't use Becca's name. He didn't have to. He sent messages that made me sick. Screenshots. Photos. One of them showed his hand with the engagement ring box in the background. I remembered that same photo from Becca's Instagram. He posted it too, probably right before or after he sent it to me. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I took screenshots. I opened a Google Drive folder. I saved everything. Every message, every photo, every disgusting word. For weeks, I carried that secret. I stared at her while she gushed about her wedding plans. The dress fittings, the rehearsal dinner, the honeymoon in Napa. I felt like I was standing on a cliff with her, watching her about to step off. I almost told her. So many times. But she changed. She started treating me like I was just background noise. Like I was some supporting character in her life story. She stopped inviting me to stuff. Didn't return calls. When we hung out, it was all about her. How busy she was. How her fiancé was just so amazing. I started to see the truth. She didn't see me as a friend anymore. I was just someone she kept around to feel superior to. Then came the bridal shower. It was one of those over-the-top parties, hosted at her cousin's fancy house outside the city. The kind of place that looked staged for a reality show. Everyone wore pink or peach. I wore a black dress because I didn't get the memo, and honestly, I didn't care. Her college friends were there. All those thin, manicured girls who used words like vibes and manifest. They hugged me fake and took selfies I was cropped out of. I sat near the back, quietly sipping wine, watching Becca hold court like she was the damn Queen of Charlotte. Then came the speeches. Her maid of honor got up and did this teary, overdone toast about how Becca finally found someone who sees her worth. Becca fake cried. People clapped. Then Becca stood up, glass raised, smiling that smug smile. She said, to settling because let's be real, not everyone gets a fairy tale ending, like me. The whole room laughed. Except me. They laughed because they thought she was being cheeky. Like, oh, I'm so lucky. Too bad the rest of you aren't. But I felt the sting behind it. The way she looked at me when she said it, that tiny glance like, see what I got? And what you didn't. That's when I knew. This wasn't just about Jared being a liar. This was about her too. She was the kind of woman who'd marry a cheat just to have a ring on her finger. Just to post about it. And I wasn't going to save her in private. I wasn't going to give her the dignity of damage control. I was going to let the truth come out where it would hurt the most. The wedding was in 2 weeks. And I was done waiting. The days leading up to her wedding felt like I was walking around with a loaded gun in my purse. Every time my phone buzzed, I'd flinch. Every time someone brought up her wedding, I'd have to fake a smile. I wasn't sleeping much. My hands would shake when I scrolled through the folder with all the proof. She kept texting me updates like nothing was wrong. Menu tasting was a success. Got the shoes. Wait, till you see the dress, smiling face with heart eyes. I wanted to throw my phone across the room. I didn't answer most of them. When I did, it was short. Cool. Sounds nice. Can't wait. I thought she'd notice. She didn't. 3 days before the wedding, she called me while I was in the car. I let it go to voicemail. Later, I listened. She was crying, happy crying. I'm just so excited. I can't believe it's finally happening. You've been with me through everything, Jess. Thank you for being my person. Always. I sat there in the parking lot of a grocery store, hand over my mouth, staring at my dash. I didn't feel bad for her. Not anymore. Because that same morning, Jared had messaged me again. Said he was flying out to Nashville the week after the wedding. Wanted to de-stress. Asked if I'd be interested in meeting him there. He didn't even wait to be married before lining up the next betrayal. I sent him a simple reply. We'll see. That same afternoon, I printed everything. I made 2 copies. One digital, on a flash drive. One physical, in a thick envelope. Every screenshot, every message, every photo he sent me with that smug face and cheap hotel room background. I even printed the dating app profile. I wasn't going to give him an inch to deny it. The night before the wedding was the rehearsal dinner. I showed up late. Her mom greeted me with a tight smile, said they were just about to start. I nodded and made my way inside. Jared was at the head table with Becca. He was laughing with her dad, drinking wine like he wasn't the biggest piece of trash in the room. When he saw me, he did a double take. His face turned white for half a second, then back to normal. He wasn't sure. Good. Let him sweat. I didn't say anything that night. I played the role. I hugged her. I complimented the decorations. I sat through dinner. I watched her kiss him on the cheek, watched him whisper something in her ear, and watched her laugh like this was the happiest night of her life. And all I could think was, she's going to remember this as the night before everything fell apart. I left quietly before dessert. No one noticed. At 11 p.m., I slid the envelope under her hotel suite door. It was marked for Becca. Open alone. I went home. I waited. No call. No message. At 7 a.m. on the day of the wedding, I got a text. From her. You bitch. That's all it said. No follow-up. No calls.
No begging. No denial.
But 30 minutes later, I got a call from Jared. I didn't answer. He called again. Then again. Then he texted. WTF is wrong with you? You had your chance. Why now? That's what sealed it for me. You had your chance. Like I was supposed to be some side chick he kept in his back pocket. Like I owed him silence. I didn't respond. Instead, I drove to the venue. That's when everything exploded. The venue was a historic hotel downtown. High ceilings, exposed brick, chandeliers so bright you could see your reflection in every crystal. Everything looked perfect on the outside. White flowers lined the staircase. The ceremony area was set up with gold chairs and sheer fabric wrapped around the altar, like something out of a bridal magazine. But inside,
It was a goddamn war zone.
I parked down the street and walked in through the side entrance.
I wasn't supposed to be there yet.
The bridal party was getting ready upstairs. Guests weren't arriving for another 2 hours. I made it to the second floor, turned the corner, and nearly ran into Becca's cousin, Lisa, the one whose house hosted the bridal shower. She looked like she'd seen a ghost. "Jess, what the hell did you do?" I stared at her. "She didn't tell you?" She glanced over her shoulder, then leaned in. "She's locked in the bathroom." She threw her bouquet at the door and screamed at her mom to cancel everything. I stayed silent.
Lisa kept going.
She said Jared cheated, but she won't show anyone. Her mom thinks she's having a panic attack. Jared swears it's fake. That last part lit something in my chest. He was denying it. He thought he could still gaslight her. I pulled out my phone, opened the drive folder. Tell her I have the original messages. Tell her I still have the flash drive. Lisa stared at the screen. I watched her expression change. Her lips parted like she wanted to say something, but nothing came out. Then she just nodded and turned away. 10 minutes later, Becca walked out of the bridal suite in her robe, makeup half done, hair pinned but frizzed from crying. She walked straight toward me. Her face was blotchy. Her hands were shaking.
She didn't yell.
She didn't cry. She just said, "Come with me." We went into a small sitting room off the main hallway. She shut the door and locked it. She stood there for a second, staring at the floor. Then she looked up. "Did you sleep with him?" I didn't answer right away. That wasn't what I expected her to say. "No," I said. "He never knew it was me." She nodded once, slow. "Then why'd you wait?" she asked. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" "I didn't know if you'd believe me," I said. Her voice cracked. "I would've." "Would you?" I asked. "Because every time I tried to talk to you, you brushed me off. I wasn't part of your life anymore. I was just there. Something safe you kept on the shelf." That hit her. She looked down again. Silent. "I gave you the truth," I said. "You deserve to know what you're marrying." She looked up again, tears spilling now. "But now everyone knows. Everyone. My mom. My dad. His parents. People flew in for this." I didn't say anything. I let the silence sit. "I wanted this so bad," she whispered. "I wanted to win." And there it was. The real truth. It wasn't about love. It was about winning. About proving she could land the dream. The wedding. The ring. The life. Even if it was built on lies. Then she surprised me. She said, "I'm going to marry him anyway." I stared at her. "You're serious?" She nodded. "I can't pull out now. It would ruin everything." "You'd marry someone who sent ***K pics to strangers 3 days ago?" She didn't blink. "It's better than starting over. At least this way, I still look like I have it together." I felt sick. "You're disgusting," I said. She didn't flinch. "You're not invited anymore." I left. But that wasn't the end. Because she wasn't the only one with secrets. Turns out Jared wasn't just messaging women. He was also messaging men. And one of them had screenshots I'd never seen. After I walked out of that hotel room, I didn't look back. I got in my car and drove. I didn't even cry. I just felt empty. But as I sat in a Target parking lot across town, sipping burnt coffee and trying to convince myself that I'd done the right thing, my phone buzzed. A message. From a guy named Eric.
"Hey.
I think we've both been played by the same man. You don't know me, but I saw your screenshots in a Reddit thread. Thought you'd want to see this." There were attachments. More screenshots. More messages. From Jared.
To him.
Explicit. Worse than what he sent me. I stared at the texts in shock. Jared had been messaging this guy since last year. While he was dating Becca. While he was planning a wedding. While he was sending me messages trying to hook up. The things he told this guy. It made my skin crawl. He said he hated pretending to be straight. That he was only marrying Becca to get his family off his back. That he wanted to secure the life, and then do what he wanted behind closed doors. Eric told me he tried to warn Jared's last girlfriend too. She ghosted him. Said he was just jealous. This time, he found the Reddit post from someone sharing my screenshots, someone I didn't even know had posted them. That's how Eric found me. He gave me permission to share his messages with Becca. But I didn't. I didn't do it for her. I did it for everyone else she lied to. Her parents. His parents. The bridal party. All the people she pretended to be perfect around. I emailed the screenshots and the flash drive files to Jared's boss, to both families and to her church group. Yeah, she still went to Bible study every Wednesday and posted verses on her Instagram story, like her soul wasn't rotting. I sent it all. And then I turned off my phone. I found out what happened 2 days later. She still walked down the aisle. She said, I do. But less than a week after the wedding, Jared's company put him on leave pending an HR investigation. His family disowned him. Her parents stopped speaking to her. The church asked her to step back from leadership roles. Her Instagram went dark. And then I got one last text. From her. Are you happy now?
I stared at it for a while.
And then I wrote back. No. But I'm free. And so are you. Whether you like it or not. She never replied. It's been a year now. She's still married. As far as I know, they live in the same apartment. She deleted all her wedding photos. Last I checked, she started selling skincare online and writing long captions about growth.
Me?
I moved. I'm in Asheville now, working a new job, making new friends. I won't lie and say I didn't make mistakes. I waited too long. I could have told her earlier. I let it stew, I let it build, and maybe I wanted revenge more than I wanted to protect her. But I learned something. Sometimes people don't want the truth. They want the lie as long as it looks pretty. And sometimes the only way to wake them up is to tear it all down. So that's what I did. And I'd do it again.